A lot of people have been asking me the same question in my comment section, which is where do I get my Littlest Pet Shop bases? So for this, I get them from Mini LPS shop. They're pretty cool. They're actually really close to the real deal. I think they look a lot like the actual Littlest Pet Shops and without having to ruin like an actual base. So for those who have been asking, I'll go ahead and just link it in my description for those who want to get into customizing. For this video, I wanted to do something different. So we're going to be doing a Q&A. I just went ahead and I posted a little thing on Instagram. So let's just see what people have said. The first question was, what is the inspiration behind my mascot? My mascot's a deer, which is one of my favorite animals. I also live in the woods, so we have tons of Luna moths in where I live. It's honestly so incredible, y'all. When it's like July through August, there are so many Luna moths behind my house, which is just a very woodsy area, and I see about like 4 per walk. They're just so stunning, and I just can't help but to think they just don't even look real. They're so beautiful, so I decided to take the Luna moth and my favorite animal and combine them into my mascot. The next question is, what is my zodiac sign and what do I think my mascot's zodiac sign would be? My zodiac sign is Aries, so because my mascot is a reflection of me, I would just make her an Aries too. Next is what inspired my customs. I've always been pretty interested in Littlest Pet Shop customs. I remember seeing them on Pinterest and thinking they were so cool, just the way people would take like a bland base and turn it into something truly incredible. I think it mainly started with just a Pinterest board, and as the Pinterest board got bigger and bigger, I was getting more and more inspired, and eventually I just was craving to try it myself. So I dug on Facebook and I found some just really cheap Littlest Pet Shops, and then I started my very first one, which looks like an absolute disaster, but I've gotten better, okay? I held off customizing for a while because I thought people would think I'm super weird if I paint like kids' toys, but eventually I was just like, you know what, screw it, this looks fun. Does my mascot have any lore? For some reason, I honestly never really gave her a backstory. I just never really thought to do that, so if y'all have any ideas, just let me know. I don't really have much to say about that question. She just doesn't really have a backstory, I guess. Outside of the fun questions, I'm just going to answer some general questions that a lot of people have asked me in my comment section about supplies and stuff. First is, what kind of paint do I use? I actually use apple barrel, so it's pretty cheap and simple. You can pretty much get it literally anywhere, and I just really like it because it's so affordable. As long as you do pretty watered down layers and just take it by layer by layer, it comes out pretty smooth. Some of the other paint I've used in the past would come out chunky, where you can see the paint strokes, but with apple barrel, it's definitely my favorite. What do I use to seal the paint? I use Mr. Super Clear. When I was first starting, I did a poll on my Instagram asking what people used, and a lot of customizers did recommend Mr. Super Clear, and I just really like it. It seals the paint pretty well. It keeps it matte, not glossy, and I just really like it. So yeah, that's what I use for the sealer. What do I use to gloss the eyes? So for the eyes, I actually use resin. If you do use resin, make sure to get a kind that won't yellow. Some resin will yellow over time, and we don't want the eyes to show up yellow after a few years. So just make sure to get one that doesn't do that. I got mine off Amazon for pretty cheap, but I know a lot of other customizers use an actual gloss. But for me, I use resin. Though for resin, you will need one of those UV lights in order to cure it. So I guess that's another part you will need. I know I already answered this question at the beginning of the video, but I'll just say it again for those who missed it. Where I get my bases from is Mini LPS shop. They have a lot of shops everywhere. They've got a website. You can even get them off TikTok shop. I'm pretty sure you might be able to buy them off Instagram. They're everywhere. So they've got all kinds of places you can purchase their bases from, and they're pretty cheap. So I really like them. And they're pretty close to the actual Littlest Pet Shops. I think they do a good job of making pretty good fakes. And I like the way the paint sticks to it. It just comes on really well, and it's just not as difficult as authentic Littlest Pet Shops. So yeah, that's what I use for my bases. Anyways, we're finishing up this Littlest Pet Shop right now. For those who like her, she is on my Etsy shop, and I think she turned out super, super cute. If you want me to do a Q&A in the future, just let me know. That was really fun. But anyways, that's everything I have for you today, and stay cozy.